Hello there.
It is the lunch hour of our final day of our November trip, and we have reservations at my personal favorite quick service, Be Our Guest. We went here in July 2019, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it down here so you can see our lunch experience then, and I'm really anxious to see if we have the same experience we had a few months ago. So let's go.
I'm really hungry, so I want to go.
Now normally you are going to check in right here to your left when you arrive. They don't let you check in until it is either at your reservation time or sometimes a few minutes before your reservation time. But this is where you usually check in. Once you check in, you get your menu, you come on back here, make sure you check out all of the gargoyles. You get a nice, wonderful perspective of the Beast's Little Castle. Sometimes there's a line here. When we were here in the summer, there was a crazy line, so we checked in. They did have water, but I remember there was the check-in and then there was a long wait until we actually came in. But then you go into the mountain and you go into the Beast Castle.
Hey, come over here for a picture. Actually,
now, when you go into this room, this is where you order. And make sure you pay attention to these knights. They have a lot to say. Here's instructions on how you order for lunch or breakfast. They have little kiosks in this next room, and you just order, and then you take your magic band, obviously, with you to the table. Or if you don't have a magic band, they give you a magic rose, and then they find you with your food. So this is the room when you order, and you actually come back here. If you come here for dinner, the Beast meets right by that fireplace. But you come over here, scan your magic band, and a nice cashier will either take your order, or sometimes you go over to those kiosks and you order.
all right, Ella, can I get for you?
I'm going to get the croque monsieur and coffee.
Then you come into this main dining room, decorated for the holidays because it is November. And when you get drinks, you self-serve your drinks. There are soda options, coffee, tea, all your sugar, your cream, and everything is over here. So this is all the drink station. They have juices as well. And you also get your own silverware. And you actually get to pick your own seats. There are 3 options. The first is the main ballroom. This room is the portrait room.
No, you're having to have someone to go. The half and half is marked for 7, but it's marked for 7.
To the left of the ballroom, we have the West Wing. A couple of really cool things about the West Wing. First, and then second, over by the fireplace, there is a picture of the prince. And so make sure you keep an eye on it, especially when that lightning flashes. coming out of the West Wing. We're back in the ballroom. We were lucky enough to get a seat over by the window. What's super cool about these windows, and I'll show you when we get over there, is that it is snowing. See? Snow. So this is what your food will come in. They have these little cloches? Is that like a clear cloche? Little like storage tray things. There you go. This is the French dip with pomme frites and jus. This is the croque monsieur, which is grilled cheese, and there's also ham in there. And it also comes with pomme frites. I also got the French onion soup. I absolutely loved this soup last time, and I can't wait to try it again.
So I think the best way to describe it is kind of what you said about the French onion soup, which was it's as good as you remembered it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I think that we hit it right. We got an 11:10 lunch reservation, and it wasn't very crowded. We had our pick of the 3 rooms. I think if you want to sit in the ballroom by the windows, it's really, really neat to be there with the snow falling. It's loud though in the main ballroom. If you sit in the portrait room, I think it's very quiet in there, but you don't necessarily get the ambiance of eating in one of the areas that is actually from the movie. If you sit in the West Wing, it can be harder to get a table in there, and it's dark. So those, I think, are the benefits and drawbacks of the 3 rooms. I think the food is good. I think we left absolutely stuffed.
Yep. Yeah, we each got meals, and we were probably sitting there like, man, we probably could have gotten by with like 3 for $4.
Yeah. And I think next time, I think I'm gonna get the French onion soup, obviously. And I think I looked into whether or not I could get an order of just the fries as a side, and you can on the kids menu. I read on one of the Disney Mom vlogs that you can do that, so I'm gonna double check that and try that for our next trip, I think. Because again, I finished half of my sandwich and I was completely
I finished the other
stuffed.
half.
Yeah. So yeah. I think the bottom line is it is definitely as good as we remember. You can't beat the ambiance. You can't beat the quick service. You can't beat literally eating in the Beast Castle. I think they put a lot of theming in there, and I like it a lot.
And especially for a counter service credit, and even the counter service prices, it's not. I mean, you're going to pay $15 or $16 for a burger, where you're going to get $15 or $16 and get a really good, even if it's grilled cheese, it's like really, really good grilled cheese. So.
Yeah, I think you're paying like a good $3, $4 premium per person for eating in the Beast Castle, but you're eating in the Beast Castle.
Yep.
So I think we had an overall positive experience this time. We're going to be back in December, so definitely take a look for that. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Like this video if it helped you out. Comment if you have been here, if you have tried the get the fries as a side option and that's worked for you. Let us know, because I'm really curious as to whether or not it's something you could do. It's something I'd like to do. And with that,
we invite you to set your imaginations free.